Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you a PDL battle. For those of you who don't know, PDL stands for Pokemon Doubles League. It's a draft-based league where each team drafts a Pokemon and that team and only that team can use that Pokemon. So today we're going against Esquilo. I'm not entirely too sure about the pronunciation, but his whole team was Bisharp, Gardevoir, Excadrill, Venusaur, Charizard, and Talonflame. So going into this team, he drafted Mega Charizard Y, and going into this team was actually really difficult for me. My only way of beating Charizard Y for my entire draft was Hariyama. And pretty much my entire team is weak to Charizard Y, and a well-built Charizard Y will be able to tear through my team. So I had to be really cautious. Now you're looking at your screen and you see the Cacturne. Yes, that is indeed what I brought, and it doesn't make sense when you think about it, and when I think about it too. I don't know why I brought Cacturne to this team. My full team, as you can see down below, was Rotom, Heat, Mawile, Cacturne, Porygon 2, Cresselia, and Hariyama. I don't know why I brought Cacturne. I could have brought... I recently redrafted for Rhydon, and that might have been a better choice, but to be quite honest, he had a lot of ground types. He had a lot of things that I just wanted Cacturne for. So I brought it. Now, looking at his team, Cacturne I thought would be good to switch in on, you know, things like a Venusaur Sleep Powder. It'd be good to switch in on a Gardevoir's Psychic. It'd be good for an Excadrill's Earthquake, so that's kind of why I came in with it. I decided to lead Hariyama and Cresselia, mainly because that was my strongest lead. If you want to start with Charizard, I have Rock Slide for the Charizard. If you want to start with Bisharp, I have Close Combat. I was weary of bringing the Mawile because obviously Charizard's just going to hurt like hell. So yeah, there's no reason for that, and I didn't want to give the Bisharp a +2. So this is what happens. He goes for the Quick Guard here. Now, I was kind of expecting a Quick Guard here. I just wanted to be sure that I actually got the damage off. I wanted to fake someone out, you know. He goes for the Iron Head and does a hell of a lot of damage here. I kind of what I expected. Like, I was gonna fake out the Talonflame and then go for a Psychic a Trick Room, and then Psychic and switch out and stuff like that. But I wanted to tempt the Brave Bird if he didn't Iron Head my Hariyama. I wanted to tempt him to do that because there are situations where I can survive the Brave Bird, and considering that he's not Life Orb, I could have survived that Brave Bird. So I was really trying to just tempt that just completely. As you can see, I think I went for a Volt Switch that turn. Maybe not. No, I think I just switched into it. But yeah, no, I just really wanted to tempt that Brave Bird, but that Iron Head just totally got me there. So there's nothing I could have done about that. So I'm going to Psychic again into the Talonflame. I'm trying to get rid of the Talonflame because it's a Talonflame, and right now the only thing I have for it is Rotom Heat, and Excadrill's on the field, and Excadrill can do a lot of damage to me. So he's going to withdraw the Bisharp here, but I'm not too concerned about the Bisharp because I still have my Hariyama in the back. I want to be able to kind of just take it out, you know. But then I thought about it and I was like, Bisharp can take out my Hariyama. What am I doing? So I Ice Beam into it and I overheat. The reason I Ice Beam is because a lot of them tend to be very focus sashy. So I just wanted to do that so I can make sure it goes down without killing any of my Pokemon. So I know I can survive a Rock Slide, so that's why I kind of took that turn to take out the Bisharp. Because I knew it could take out my Cresselia, it could take out my Hariyama, a knockoff might do really a lot of damage to my Rotom, so I just need to be really careful here. So I figured he's going to Mega Evolve into the Mega Charizard Y, give me the Sun. I can just overheat into the Excadrill, no big deal. I'm at -2, but with the Sun, I'm effectively at +1. No, not +1, -1. So I should still be able to take him out. But he double protects, and of course, you know, I don't have Trick Room up anymore. So I'm going to protect here. I'm going to try and get Trick Room up again. It's not going to really work. Actually, it does. Well, he misses the Heat Wave. And I'm like, that's really unfortunate because I probably would have died to a Rock Slide and a Heat Wave. But I flinch, so it just kind of evens out here. He's going to go for the Air Slash on the Cresselia just to kind of guarantee that he takes out my Cresselia this turn, because Rock Slide will take out my Rotom. But yeah, so that puts me in that position where now I have to bring in Cacturne and Hariyama against this team. And I'm trying to think, you know, obviously I have Fake Out. He doesn't have the Talonflame anymore. He has the Bisharp. So what's the best way to handle this? What is the best way? Well, obviously he's going to Double Protect. I mean, let's be real, he is going to Double Protect. So I'm going to, I'm going to just try and get the Fake Out onto the Excadrill and Sucker Punch onto the Charizard, which doesn't make too much sense. But I kind of actually did that to sort of bait something that you'll see right here. You'll notice that I didn't go for the Sucker Punch this turn. I was kind of baiting that Double Protect because I was really hoping that because Sucker Punch will take him out, right? And an Excadrill, if he doesn't take out the Hariyama, he's going to lose his Excadrill. So I'm thinking, okay, this is actually a good position for me to be in. I'm going to just go for the... you know, I was debating whether or not to go for the Sucker Punch that turn, because I was like, he's going to obviously Protect. Do I really want to reveal that I have Sucker Punch? And then I thought about it, and I thought to myself, if I revealed that I had Sucker Punch, and he knows that I can take him out, and he knows that if he doesn't target the Hariyama with his Excadrill, and he actually attacks with the Charizard, because I have no reason... Like, that puts me in a position where he basically loses his Charizard if he attacks with it without, you know, if he misstepped right there, he lost the game, you know? So I figured if I can put him in a position where he basically has to Double Protect that turn, I can come back. And I tried, you know, we killed the Excadrill with the Drain Punch, we killed the Charizard with the Sucker Punch, and unfortunately just the Bisharp ended up being banded, and I didn't realize that until after the game, but it ended up being banded and we ended up going down. But honestly, that was such a great battle. Both of us played pretty much perfectly. I brought him into a trap, it worked, and I'm glad it did, because that was such a bad position for me to be in. It was such a bad position. So looking into what happens next is, I was thinking, okay, Cresselia is not going to be doing anything for me. I'm going to bring in Porygon 2. It hits a little bit harder than Cresselia, especially since no one's being hit super effectively. You know, it hits a little bit harder, has a little bit more special attack in it. Although, you know, more investment on Cresselia, but better base attacks. And plus, Tri-Attack can burn, paralyze, or freeze, so it's kind of useful. But I'm also going to start off with Rotom Heat this time, mainly because of his leads. I mean, they were just good. Looking at what he did, looking at what he has, Rotom Heat has a really solid matchup against this team. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start off with Rotom Heat and Porygon 2. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to actually start off with both Talonflame and Bisharp. Now, we've only seen about Quick Guard and Brave Bird, so I'm kind of thinking maybe this guy has Taunt or something. So I'm actually going to, instead, I'm going to Protect with my Porygon 2, expecting a knockoff and a Taunt. He ends up Brave Birding, but he does double into the Porygon 2, and I get a burn off onto the Bisharp. Now, that wasn't the best play I could have done. I burned him, but I really should have overheated him. I was just weary that he was Sash, so I didn't want to put him in a position where he can still attack. As long as if I burn him, he's not going to be doing nearly as much damage, so there is some logic to that. But figuring he's actually going to do some damage to me here, I'm going to actually just straight up Volt Switch out of here. And I'm going to go for that nice and powerful Trick Room. So I'm going to bring in my Hariyama. It sounds a little ridiculous, I know, but I have a Fake Out. You know, I'm not too concerned about that. I was debating between who to bring in. I didn't have anyone to bring in. I thought the Volt Switch would kill, so I was up a creek there. But you know what? Expecting him for me to expect him to go for Quick Guard or something. I mean, Fake Out actually outspeeds. I just go for the Fake Out. I want to get rid of the Talonflame. Talonflame can beat the rest of my team. It's kind of important. I go for a Tri-Attack on the Bisharp because I had nothing else to do, really. I just want to get some damage off. He does go for the knockoff onto my Porygon 2. It doesn't do a lot, which is why I'm glad I got the burn. because the burn is definitely very important. As I said for the last game, it ended up having bans, so I was really glad that I got the burn off. So in comes Gardevoir. I'm like, oh, come on, I can't beat the Gardevoir, but it's like, I want to get rid of the Bisharp. So I'm just going to get rid of the Bisharp. I'm going to lower my defenses. I'm hoping that I have enough bulk to me that I can still survive a Psychic or a Moonblast, even at -1, because I have Assault Vest on. So I'm hoping. I get the Tri-Attack off. It's not going to do much damage. I'm not hoping for anything. I'm just chipping it. But I freeze. I'm like, oh, please, this is so good. But then he falls out. And I'm like, no. But he doesn't attack my Hariyama. He actually goes for the Trick Room. And now I'm thinking, okay. So he got the Trick Room down. So I'm slower. What can I do? What can I do? Well, I guess my best play is to go into Rotom here. Resist the Moonblast, resist the fire moves, resists all that stuff. I think at this point we knew he had Air Slash, so he resists the Air Slash. So that's what I'm going to do. I was considering going to Cacturne to eat a Psychic, but I figured he's going to go for Heat Wave. Duh, of course he's going to go for Heat Wave. So he does go for Heat Wave, so I'm so glad I didn't go to Cacturne. Excuse me. Unfortunately, my Porygon 2 does go down there. It's not looking good. And he does go for Shadow Ball, and it's not looking good. So now I'm in a position where I have both Hariyama and Rotom and Cacturne against a Gardevoir and a Charizard without Trick Room. And I'm like, how the hell am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? So what I do is I'm like, I'm not even gonna fake out. I'm Assault Vest. I can take a Heat Wave and a Psychic. I'm also thick fat. I can do that, okay? I can do that. And then I see the damage, I'm like, oh my god, that was a bad idea. Because if he went for Psychic, I would have died right there. But I get the Rock Slide off, the Gardevoir goes down. We were talking in a Skype chat when this was going on, and he goes for the Ally Switch. I'm just laughing. I'm like, oh my god, you just saved my life right there. Because, just the damage was scary. The damage was scary. Now here, I scared myself so bad. I didn't go for Sucker Punch because I thought he'd see that coming, and oh my god, it was such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. I ended up surviving with 13 HP, but I ended up losing because of, I mean, I don't really care too much about differential, but I would have had a better differential there. But, that was so scary. Like, he went for the Ally Switch expecting the Fake Out, and I did not see that coming. But I went for the Rock Slide because in my head, I had an Assault Vest and I had thick fat. So I was thinking, if he went for that Psychic and he went for that Heat Wave, I should be able to survive. I have no idea if that's right. We'll never know. But, oh my god, that was horrifying. So, I like that lead. We got that win. So, going into the third game, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did. And I like Cacturne, even though Cacturne really has a bad matchup against his team. I really like it because it puts a lot of mind games onto him. Because he's only seen 2 moves. He doesn't know that I don't have Destiny Bond. Oh no, he knows I don't have Destiny Bond at this point. But so last game I protected with Porygon 2, so I figured, okay, he's just gonna go for Rock Slide and knock off onto my Rotom Heat. So I'm just gonna protect my Rotom Heat so I know he survives. It's a threat. He actually goes for Stone Edge, which is nuts. But I flinched with my Porygon 2, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. So he's gonna go for another Stone Edge on my Rotom, so I have to switch him out to Hariyama, which I'm a little weary of because, again, I still don't know. He's banded. But he goes for another Iron Head, which crits me, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna get Trick Room up here. And then he goes for Stone Edge on the Porygon 2, and unfortunately that'll be enough to take me out. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I usually don't blame games on hacks. I usually don't. But I would have survived that Stone Edge if it wasn't for the crit, and I would have gotten Trick Room up if it wasn't for the flinch, and I'd be in such a better position here. Now, what happens here is I brought in my Rotom Heat because I figured you'd go for like an Iron Head onto me or something like that. I don't know. It's just my best option. I actually Volt Switch into the Bisharp, not because I expected Charizard to come in, but actually because I just still thought it had Sash. So I'm like, I kind of have to go for this because if I don't, that's gonna be awkward. So I go for the Close Combat onto the Excadrill. Because again, I still think it has Sash, and I did in close combat the Bisharp because I also wanted to take out the Excadrill. So, still a bad position, and again, you know, Talonflame's here. I don't have full health with my Hariyama, but I'm thinking, is he going to go for my Cacturne? He's going to go for my Cacturne. I have Sucker Punch. He's going to go for my Cacturne, right? He has to, because I can kill that Charizard pretty easily. And I was like, but then again, I do have Rock Slide on my Hariyama, but if he doesn't take out the Cacturne kills the Charizard. So he does go for that, but the Trick Room, and I'm thinking, okay, I have Thick Fat, I can take the Heat Wave, no worries. I die, and I'm sitting here thinking, I have Thick Fat and Assault Vest. I was just under half. How the heck did he take me out? How did that happen? So I go for another Protect because I'm thinking, you know, I really can't do anything. My Sucker Punch is not faster than his Brave Bird, so even if he didn't attack me here, I wouldn't survive. You know, I think Focus Sash might have been a better option on my Cacturne for this battle. But I'm also thinking, this is a Charizard. If I kill the Talonflame, I might actually have a chance against it. You know? So I kill the Talonflame, and I'm thinking, I'm sitting here, okay, Talonflame went down. Charizard's really low. He does have the Bisharp, but I'm a Rotom. Do I care about the Charizard anymore? Kinda. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually overheat into the Bisharp here, hoping to God he's not Focus Sash. But then he one-shots me, sort of. And I'm like, how? How? So then at this point I find out that that Bisharp was indeed banded, and I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. But then I did some calcs on the Hariyama, and turns out I should have survived that Heat Wave and taken both of them out with a Rock Slide, which I chose that turn. Turns out I was 100% right in all my guesses. I had about, I think it was about 80 or so health left, and a Heat Wave in the sun from max special attack Modest Charizard Y with Thick Fat and Assault Vest does a maximum of 60 damage. So I 100% was going to survive that. But turns out I brought the wrong Hariyama. I brought my Guts one for some bizarre reason. Hariyama was my only option against the Charizard, and I brought the wrong one. So, all in all, the hacks was really bad in the beginning. But, even though it bit me back for the hacks, because getting Trick Room up at that point in the game would have been really, really crucial. Because that Bisharp did not have Sucker Punch, I'm pretty sure. We only saw 3 moves, but I'm pretty sure it never had Sucker Punch. So we would have been in a really, really good position, because I would have had to overheat it into the Bisharp anyway, and we would have found out it was actually Sash, plus my Rotom Heat. But basically, the hacks sealed the loss, but the fact that I didn't have Thick Fat on my Hariyama made it so that I 100% lost that game. Because even after the hacks, if I had Thick Fat, I would have won that game. And I stand by that, because he is not Focus Sash, okay? So the Rock Slide goes off, it takes out the Talonflame and the Charizard 100%, okay? So all he has left is a Bisharp, while at full HP, I have a full HP Rotom Heat, I think, or sort of full HP, and a low Hariyama, but both attacks can one-hit KO that Bisharp, so he basically loses. So I'm really frustrated that I brought the wrong one, but it's still, honestly, the first 2 games were such good games. I really enjoyed them. They were really good. We both made spot-on predictions. We did really well. So regardless of winning and losing, I think this was one of the best sets that I've had all season. It was a very, very solid set, and I had a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. I mean, come on, I beat a Charizard with a Cacturne. Who does that? Who does that? It's just, oh god, I dropped my DS. Who does that? It just made me so happy that I was able to bait the double protect in order to actually beat that Charizard. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys at the next episode. Peace. I didn't stop this? What?